Dear Santa, I am writing to tell you about the man who stole my son's guitar a few weeks before Christmas. It would be my natural inclination to rage at him if I could. But in the interests of peace on earth, which I know is the seasonal shtick, I thought I'd write to you instead. On the first Monday in December I was working at home when I heard someone walking up the pebbled path down the side of my apartment block. I stuck my head out the window to see a man, dressed like a trade-in high Viscount jacket, carrying a black bag. And there I was, deep in the spirit of goodwill to all men, assuming he was a workman, a backpacker or an neighbor, looking for the entrance to my neighbor's apartment. It wasn't until my son got home from school later that day and went into his downstairs music-making man cave that I realized we had been robbed. The primal scream and swear words that erupted from him made me realize instantly he'd lost his one and only truly beloved possession. You see, Santa, I know Christmas is not about things, it's about people. Really I do, but many of us retreat into things like man caves and music around Christmas time, while others sashay out into a crowd of feasting family and friends. We find comfort there. I am not complaining about this. I know my son has found more solace in that man cave with his bass guitar and drums than many teens find elsewhere. This daily ritual of practice brings joy, maybe not to the world but certainly to him. And to me when I hear him riffing the theme from Seinfeld or the bass line to a Beatles song. I remember the same joy my 15-year-old self felt with an Alvarez guitar and a Beatles songbook. But this guitar was special. We live next to a guitar shop, and my son had been ogling this Fender bass jazz guitar for months. It's called a Flea, after the Red Hot Chili Peppers band member by the same name, who in real life is Melbourne-born musician Michael Flea Balzeric. For some reason my Australian-American son feels an affinity with this Australian-American performer and begged me to buy him this bass. He even chose to put the money towards it rather than go on an overseas trip, such was his love for this shell-pink, road-worn instrument. I did get it, personally it'd have gone for the cheaper option and the trip. But Doug, our next-door neighbor who runs a music store, who knows a thing or two about teens and musical instruments, convinced me otherwise. I can feel your son, said Doug, who is a great dad as well as a great salesman. He reminded me my son was like his own son Lewis, who had patiently put my son's first drum kit together many years ago and who is now living in the US working as a session musician. He doesn't ask for much, he really wants that guitar. He was right on both counts. Which is why Doug felt the pain of the daylight robbery of this special instrument almost as much as we did. When someone steals a musical instrument they are taking a musician's tool, he said to me. The thing is, this is not the first time we have been broken into in the suburb where we live. It's the 5th time, not in the same place, over the course of nearly 9 years.